just unveiled a meaningless, hortatory, fig leaf, Swiss cheese resolution that has no teeth at all. It doesn't even have dentures. It's all cavities, what they've offered. So we've got a choice now. We can go with a bill that would actually have teeth for enforcement, or a meaningless hortatory resolution that has all the legal force of National Chrysanthemum Month. Now, the original Massey bill asks for a comprehensive release from the Attorney General. And it's binding, which means if they don't turn it over, we can go to court. It's comprehensive, it includes everything from flight logs and travel records to individuals, including government officials, named or referenced in connection with all of Epstein's criminal activities, all of the entities involved. We want to know about all the immunity deals. And it even tries to deter and account for destruction, deletion, alteration, misplacement, or concealment of documents and records. All of that falls out of this fraudulent resolution they've thrown up at the last minute here. There's nothing in there except for a series of qualifying weasel words which are added to give complete unilateral subjective discretion to the Attorney General. Can I have 30 seconds more?
Here's the gentleman.
To give complete discretion to the Attorney General to decide what should be in and what should be out. So it starts off by saying, whereas our resolution says all documents, records, and communications, theirs says all credible documents, records, and communications. Well, who's going to decide that? Attorney General Bondi, in conjunction with Donald Trump, who today said that a letter that he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein on his birthday, which is published, which has all of the indicia of credibility, is not credible. That wouldn't be included.
And the reason I'm worried about these files now is the fact that the Biden administration, who in my opinion has a history of corruption, has tampered with these files, and we're never going to get to the bottom of it. I think stuff could have been placed in those files. Do I have proof? Well, no, I don't, but I have a gut feeling and I have a historical reference, which is every dadgum time something like this happens in this town, it gets covered up, and it needs to stop. And I salute President Trump for pushing to move forward on those records that they have, but I do want them to be. I would like them to be filtered a little bit. I don't want the 1,000 innocents and some of those people that flew, as you mentioned earlier.
Right. First, just in case folks don't know what redistricting is, that's the process by which members of Congress choose their own voters. Typically that happens after the passage of the decade, the new census. It is very rare to happen in the middle of the decade. Why are they doing this? Donald Trump's policies, whether it's the big, beautiful bill that's going to take nearly 2 million Texans off of Medicaid or transfer nearly $1 trillion of wealth to the richest 1% at the expense of working families. His policies are deeply unpopular. He doesn't want to face accountability from the voters, and he's worried about keeping his very slim majority in Congress. So he's trying to pick up 5 seats through this redistricting process in Texas. Now, to your question about how we fight back, there are a number of things that we can do. One, the Democratic state legislators can deny their Republican colleagues a quorum to be able to move forward on this.
We've seen this before with legislators leaving the state and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. And I think they at least have to try this. And all of us, wherever you live, have to get behind them, because if we fail to support them right now, it's not just going to hurt the people of Texas, it's going to hurt people all over this country. But there's more that we can do. Governor Gavin Newsom in California has talked about a redistricting in his state. I think it's time that we match fire with fire. I think Democrats in the past too often have been more concerned with being right than being in power. And we've seen Republicans only care about being in power regardless of what is right.
So you support the Newsom effort because California right now has an independent commission that does districts in as fair a way as possible, in nonpartisan way as possible. And you're saying Democrats should, even though you don't approve of it, Democrats should do it too.
We have to get serious. We have to be absolutely ruthless about getting back in power. So yes, in California, in Illinois, in New York, wherever we have the trifecta of power, we have to use that to its absolute extent. And then the last thing, this may end up biting Republicans in the ass. you have the possibility that they will disperse Republican voters to make up these 3 or 4 or 5 new congressional districts and put those districts in play. So in Texas, we've got to get out there and register and meet the voters who are going to decide the outcomes in these next elections if they're successful with this redistricting. Our group, Powered by People, is doing this right now on the ground. We can't wait for 2026. We got to do the work right now in 2025.
So House Democrats are exploring doing this in other blue states, New York, New Jersey, Minnesota, Washington. It's already done quite a bit in Illinois. And there's some examples of it, of Democrats taking advantage of it in Nevada. But you were in North Carolina this week and you told voters there that they need to end the process of gerrymandering. Doesn't it sound like, it sounds like you're saying that they should end the process in a Republican state or a Republican leaning state, but do it in a Democratic state? I mean, should there be like a consistent point of view here?
It's confusing, isn't it? You heard Democrats in 2024 often talk about saving democracy. People in America didn't understand what they were talking about because we really don't live in a democracy right now.
Now think about it, folks. Epstein's flight records, secret agreements, who was granted immunity, which government official traveled with whom, on which private jets, a binding bill that would expose all of this is sitting on the table. But what are they doing? They are grabbing a huge Swiss cheese and saying, look, well, solve everything with this whole written paper. You can slow it. You can't solve it because this so-called it's just gone. And even that's been pulled out. So I ask you, when has this man ever kept his word? He said he would build a wall on the Mexican border. Did he build it? He did. He lined his pockets like a wall. If they really wanted to open these records, they would have done so on the first day. Because when these boxes are open, it's unclear whose hand will be in whose pocket or whose bed. Look, friends, this isn't just about a few crazy jet-setting adventures. The issue here is how the names at the top of the state have been protecting each other for years. Today, we have a Trump who says, I wrote a birthday letter to Epstein, but that letter isn't credible. Isn't that nice? Did you write something you don't believe in, brother? They say there's no trust in the Biden administration. They're right. Because what did the Biden administration cover up in the past? Whose files did they sweep under the rug? Did we forget the 2008 economic crisis, the bank bailouts? No one went to jail. No one was held accountable. Now it's the same game. Some will burn the files. Some will play the innocent role. The people will suffer again. And I ask you, who do you think will really be held accountable this time? Let's move on to the other bombshell, redistricting. That is selecting voters. Normally the people elect representatives, but in our case, representatives select voters. They are redrawing the map to gain 5 more seats in Texas. Why? Because Trump's greed policies didn't resonate with the people. Throw away healthcare, throw money at billionaires, but that's not enough. You have to sell democracy by playing with the map. What about the Democrats? They lost the map war by saying, let's take lead.